Hey friends, constitutionally protected worm here today to use my First Amendment right to free speech. And today we are going to be talking about why Bungie has not reintroduced all of the old raid weapons and the reprise raids, and why they don't make weapons for every single archetype in Destiny 2. Now, of course, for those of y'all who may not be aware or who didn't play Destiny 1, in Destiny 1, every raid had one weapon from each weapon type in the game. So, Volta Glass, for example, there were 4 different primaries. There's scout rifle, hand cannon, pulse rifles, and auto rifles. We had, of course, Fatebringer and Vision of Confidence were the hand cannon scout rifle. Those are in D2. But for the pulse rifle, we had Praetus Timepiece. And for the auto rifle, we had Atheon's Epilogue. We also had a fusion rifle from Volta Glass called the Praetorian Foil. And that was it. Because back in Destiny 1, there was much less of the, I apologize, I forgot where I was going with this. There's much less of the archetypes, different types of weapons, right? Same thing in the King's Fall, which was brought back from D1. We had Zauli's Bane, of course, Doom and Chelches, of course, Smite of Moraine, Anguish of Driston. Those were the 4 primaries for each of the 4 different types of primaries in D1. For the special weapons, it was Midas Reckoning, Defiance of Yasmin, and I don't remember the shotgun, but there was a shotgun as well. And then, of course, we had Quillam's Terminus, and there was a rocket launcher. I cannot remember the name of the rocket launcher. I apologize off the top of my head. I don't do research before I do these videos, so that's why. But in Destiny 2, of course, we are missing a bunch of those archetypes of weapons. For example, in King's Fall, we are missing, the Anguish of Driston, which was I believe it was a 360 round per minute auto rifle back in Destiny 1. From Bolt of Glass, we're missing Praetorian Foil, which was, of course, a machine gun from, fusion rifle. Oh my god. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm not with it today fully, I guess, but, it was a fusion rifle from Bolt of Glass. Those aren't in Destiny 2. And I wanted to talk about why. Of course, we don't know the reason. I actually did do research. I lied just a second ago. I did do research as to try to figure out why Bungie hasn't, but I couldn't find any answers on, of course, the Bungie forums, on Reddit, anything like that. So I guess we're just making this video as speculation and as an attempt to plead with Bungie to please just bring back more weapon types for, the raids. But starting off, the first reason why I think that they didn't bring back all the weapons is because of a counterintuitive weapon design between certain archetypes of weapons. Okay, and I'm going to use Atheon's Epilogue here, which was the Vault of Glass auto rifle, as an example. Okay, so Atheon's Epilogue was in Destiny 1 was the highest rate of fire, lowest impact. In Destiny 2, that does not exist, okay? That fire rate has been reserved for submachine guns. So Atheon's Epilogue would fire at 900 rounds per minute and deal that very, very low damage. Now, of course, since they removed, that archetype of auto rifle, and they've just reverted it, or not reverted, but changed it into SMGs, we aren't going to get, it doesn't make sense to bring that back. Like, they would have to rework the weapon as maybe a 720 round per minute auto rifle or something like that. However, I don't think that's a good excuse, and we'll talk about why a little bit later on in the video. But the next reason why I think that maybe they didn't bring back all the raid weapons is because since Deepstone Crypt and Beyond Light, they've kind of followed a standard, for raid weapons, and it is 2 primary weapons, 2 primary ammo weapons, 2 energy ammo weapons, and 2 heavy ammo weapons. Okay, and they're mix and match. Some are in the kinetic, some are in the energy. Obviously, the heavies are in the heavy, but they kind of mix match them around, stuff like that. But I think that that's the reason why we don't see, more of more primaries, more energies being added into raids, is because Bungie, they have this formula that they want to stick to. And of course, I don't blame them for that. Formulas are nice. Like, it's also nice to, there's 6 raid weapons. It's not difficult or a pain in the butt. You don't have to raid like every single week to get all 6 of them. You might have to raid, 2 or 3 times. If you're really unlucky, you might have to raid a lot, but it's much easier to get just 6 weapons instead of the, 7, 8, 9, the 9 that it used to be. And of course, now with so many different types of weapons, we have submachine guns, we have sidearms, we have bows, we have linear fusion rifles, we have What else? You know, all these new archetypes of weapons. Swords, I guess technically, because in Destiny 1 swords did exist. However, they were only exotics. I don't think there's any legendary swords that I can remember, because some people love to say I didn't do research. No, I really didn't do much research. I didn't just look at all the different weapons, but you know, there's so many different weapon types in Destiny 2 that doesn't make sense for them to make a weapon for every single type. But at the same time, like, I think it would be nice to see more than just those, you know, than just 2 primaries. You know, I would love to see more, you know, SMGs from raids, more auto rifles. You know, this time around we got, or I'm sorry, with Root of Nightmares, we got sidearm, and we got a, what's the other one? An auto rifle, which are, you know, very, very fun, but it would be nice to see, you know, maybe another scout rifle, maybe another hand cannon. Like, how long has it been since we got a raid hand cannon? I guess since King's Fall, huh? Yeah, I guess since King's Fall, but, yeah, I think that Bungie should go back to the formula of having 4 different primary ammo weapon types. Okay, now they can pick and choose what they want. Okay, if they want to do an auto rifle, a sidearm, a submachine gun, and a high rate of fire pulse rifle because they want it to be, like, you know, fast paced, that's fine. If they want to do all slow weapons, that's fine. Like, leave it up to them. But I think having 4 different types of primary weapons would be an outstanding start. You know, I would say 3 different types of the energy ammo weapons. You know, shotgun, sniper, fusion, or you know, grenade launcher, fusion, sniper, like whatever combo they decide to do. I would like to see that brought back. And of course, for heavies, you know, maybe just 2 different types of heavies. You could make an argument for 3, but at least, you know, keep the heavies too. Just more raid weapons would be, it's never a bad thing. Right, it's never a bad thing to get more raid weapons. You know, it's more incentive to do the raid, especially with the crafting system that we have now, which is fantastic. You know, there's more reason to do the raid. Hey, like, you know, I've got these 6 weapons crafted already. There's no point in me doing it anymore, and then players drop off outside of maybe just fun. But I don't personally raid just for the fun, for the entertainment of it, because it is sometimes difficult once, you know. Which I don't have a desire, of course, we've talked about this before, I don't have a desire to get every single crafted raid weapon, but if I got all the crafted raid weapons and I got the full armor set, I wouldn't really have a reason to go back and do the raid. Like I said, outside of, you know, maybe grinding for spoils if I need other raid weapons, or, you know, just if it's really a really fun raid, but it's got to be a really fun raid, like, you know, like really fun, like, you know, the raid that I'm thinking about off the top of my head is Wrath of the Machine. Wrath of the Machine, I would do 5 or 6 times a week just because it was so fun. It was so entertaining. But, you know, obviously that's just my personal opinion on that matter. But I think that Bungie should bring back more weapon types in D2, you know, or in D2 raids, raids specifically. And I just think that would be a nice little bonus to raids. But I don't know. There's nothing really much else to talk to, you know, in regards to this topic. But let me know what you think. Like, what's the reason you think that Bungie has not brought back all the raid weapons to, like, you know, King's Fall or Volta Glass, and why do you think that they're only sticking to this 2 of each ammo type kind of situation? I don't know. I think it's just weird. But yeah, if you like the video, like it. Of course, we're talking about a little less controversial topic today because we've been on a roll with the controversy. Go check those videos out if you haven't seen them already, because I try to talk about things that players don't necessarily like to think about, or they don't think about, blah, 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 blah. And leave your thoughts on those too. But yeah, sub for more daily Destiny content because we make videos talking about random stuff every single day. And hey, do me a favor, watch the video that YouTube is telling you to watch right now because for whatever reason, I think you'd like it. That's it for me, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, guys. Bye for now.